Hiya. Practicing scales on the saxophone or any musical instrument is probably the most efficient way of getting good. But I think what happens is that they become like a really dry, uninteresting exercise where people just walk up and down the steps of the scale, walking up and walking down, which is a good way to learn your scale nice and slowly and surely, with each note being really, really valued and important. Make sure that you can play those notes. But once you have got those notes, I think it's really important to realise that any tune that you ever heard or any song has got scales hiding within it and is built from scales. And just like buildings are built with bricks, and buildings vary, you know, your house, my house, Buckingham Palace, the shed, they all are built of the same basic principles and elements, and tunes are just exactly the same. So they're built of scales. Anyway, let's get to it. I've got a scale here and I've written down the notes, and I'm just going to play D major, and here are the notes for you, and I've also written down the chord tones. So you've got the notes there and the chord tones. Now the chord tones are the root and the third and the fifth and the seventh, and I've also included the ninth. The thing is that they sound really, really pretty. So when you're practicing your scale, once you've got the hang of it, what I've got here is my handy little battery powered speaker. Really, really cool. And what I've got on my phone is an app which you can readily get on the App Store. There's loads that will do it: Chordbot, iReel. This one is actually called Session Band. And I've just set it to hold the chord of D major. So that is just the piano and the bass and the drums just holding down the chord of our D major. So now when I play the scale, sounds really, really nice. So instead of worrying about playing the scale dead evenly, if I put some feeling behind each note, or pause where I hear a really lovely note, it can sound like this. All I did there was play the scale from the bottom to the top and come down again, but just put a bit of feeling into it. And I think, you know, it sounds really, really nice. Nobody's going to throw rocks at you if you play like this. The other thing that I wrote down on my sheet for you was the really important notes of the scale. So the root, the third, the fifth, the seventh, and the ninth note of the scale. So if I play those on their own. So once you've got those under your fingers, go back to your play along. And if I start throwing those chord tones around, it sounds really nice as well. And then if I can combine those ideas, so go up the scale and come down the chord tones, it's really pleasing to play. It's loads and loads of fun. You're practicing your scale and you're practicing your musicality and getting some nice ideas. So practice your scale, guys. your scales, guys, they don't have to be boring and dry and horrible. They can be fun and beautiful, and they're certainly going to bring you on. If you're ever not sure what to practice, if you ever think to yourself, I want to really improve myself on the sax, but I'm not too sure what to practice, get your major scales down. That's all from me for today. Thank you very much for all your feedback. I really love getting your feedback, it's great. And I do Skype lessons. If you're interested in that, drop me a line. I'm not hard to find. My name's Lyndon. Have a good day and keep blowing.